Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. All right, well, I'm kind of winging this one, but let's look at the Democratic Convention. No, I am not watching, not intending to watch any part of the Democratic Convention as it is being aired. I've seen various clips from it, outtakes from different things that people have said. And I listen to all of what those people have to say. Elizabeth Warren and Obama and so forth and so on. And here's what I've seen in this. They're not saying anything. They're not saying anything. They're not offering any policies, any solutions. Elizabeth Warren refers to Biden having great plans, but doesn't really go into that. The only thing that when I ask people, I had one person respond what policies of Biden's they support, and it's not really a policy. He said that he will support workers' unions. This, first of all, let's take a look at his history. And no, he doesn't support workers' unions. If he is supporting workers' unions now, it's a product of his dementia, and he'll probably forget about it by tonight. When he's due to speak. Kamala Harris was trying to turn the whole thing into a racist issue. And no. I mean, yes, there's racism involved, but what are you going to do about it? Oh, I can imagine what she's going to do. She's going to throw more people in jail. But look how many people of color she has thrown in prison. Okay? Let's in jail or prison. Let's be realistic about this, because she's not part of the solution. Throwing more people in prison is not a solution. It's not. So, supporting workers' unions. This is, again, nothing but platitudes. Take a look at the unemployment rate and the economy right now. What good are workers' unions when nobody has a job? Right now, let's see, the U3 unemployment rate is currently sitting at 10.2%. Now, but the U3 unemployment rate is insufficient to get a clear picture of employment in this country. The U3 is the official, this is from macrotrends.net, and they get their numbers from the labor of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS. All right, U3 is the official unemployment rate. The U5 unemployment rate includes discouraged workers and all other marginally attached workers. The U6 unemployment rate adds on those workers who are part-time purely for economic reasons. So right now, as of this time, the U3 unemployment rate, the official unemployment rate that is always stated, is 10.2%. The U5 unemployment rate is 11.3%. The U6 unemployment rate is 16.5%. So what does that mean? That means that The U6 unemployment rate includes people that would rather be working full-time, but the full-time work is not available. They're underemployed. That's 16.5%. Now let's add something else in. The labor participation rate, also available from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And as of this time, the labor participation rate, which includes everyone from 18 to 65 that is eligible for work and, physically capable of working, not disabled. The disabled are removed from the equation for this. So the labor participation rate is 60%. Now, this is not a massive change from a number of years. At least since 2013, the labor participation rate has been under 64%, reaching a peak of 63.5% for the last few years last year. Last year it was 63.5. Now it's 60%. The 60%, that is the lowest that the labor participation rate has been since 1973. Understanding this now and what was going on in 1973, I'll leave you to your history books, okay? Because it was not good. All right, so when you add the U3 unemployment rate to the 40% of people that are not even looking for a job because they're too discouraged to do so, you've already got 50.2%, more than half the country, unemployed. And then you've got another 6.3% declaring that they are underemployed, working part-time when they would rather be working full-time. So what's that number up to now? It's up 60.5%, I think. So over 60% of the country, unemployed or underemployed. Are you getting this picture now? So, while this convention is going on, do the Democrats mention any of that? Do they mention the fact that the value of the dollar is declining, that it's declined by 4% in the past month, and it's been declining since March, and yet we're printing money, the Fed is printing money nonstop to bail out failing banks. None of that money is going to us. The bailout programs have been, most of it has gone to corporations. What do they? You can support unions all you want, but if you don't have jobs for workers to be in unions, what good is it? It's nothing but platitudes. It's empty rhetoric. It means nothing at all. We got the Democrats refusing to back universal health care, refusing to have it on their platform to legalize marijuana, which is already legal in over 30 states at some level. So why not put it Why not just legalize it nationally? Have it as a party platform. Any of these things. Create jobs, federal jobs, to employ people. Start bailing out the people. Use a UBI. When the Democrats came out with their plan to help people through the pandemic, they didn't do what other countries did, which was to give money to employers, and I pointed this out before. They didn't give money to employers to pay the wages of their employees to preserve the existence of the jobs. No, they subsidized the corporations laying people off by the tens of thousands by handing out unemployment. Soon as the corporations lay people off, well, their responsibility is done. And if they hire you back, it doesn't have to be at the same wage. They can hire you back at a lower wage. This was what the Democrats came up with. This is what they're still pushing. Now, the thing I'm going to say, no, I don't like the Republicans. Their policies are atrocious, even sadistic. But the one thing I can say about the Republicans is that they actually have policies. At least people know what they're voting for. With the Democrats, all you got is empty rhetoric. They talk about it, but they don't do anything. We had the ADA up with Obama and Biden in 2009, and it went up for a vote with a Democratic majority House and Senate. There was no way that the Republicans could vote it down, and they removed the public option. Now, and the ADA was nothing but a corporate insurance welfare program. And now Biden is talking about the ADA and a public option. Well, why didn't he do it, 11 years ago? We've got the Democratic Party is weak and only trying to hold on to power. If you take Trump's name and you take the Republicans out of their rhetoric, well, we're not Trump, we're not Republicans. If you take that out of their rhetoric and listen to what they're saying, you find nothing but a vacant, vapid void of substance. There is nothing there that they're saying. They're just talking. They think it's a popularity contest. It's not a popularity contest. We don't have time for a popularity contest. Not at this point in our history. We do not have time for a popularity contest. People keep saying we can't survive 4 more years of Trump. They're not offering anything better. They're warmongering. Admit it. Trump has suggested pulling troops out of Syria, out of, Afghanistan, making peace with North Korea, making peace with Russia. And who fought against all of this at every step? The Democrats. That kind of switches, well, no, actually, it doesn't switch. When you talk about his stance on Iran and China, the Democrats might criticize him, but they're not opposing him. They increased the military budget again. We have massive protests going on right now about police violence. Has that been talked about during the convention? No. Think about this. In 2016, during the Democratic Convention, protesters were not allowed within a mile or two of the convention hall. Now, this year, they're having the convention electronically. So, protests? No, can't happen. They made sure of it. We've had massive protests showing that people will go out and protest. They're telling us to wear masks and all this stuff, which, yes, I'm in favor of. Take precautions. But even if you can't even go to a protest with masks and precautions and so forth, because there can't be a protest if there is no actual physical convention to protest at. When you are listening to if you listen to the convention, if you listen to any part, any outtakes, any writing, read any articles about this convention, just redact mentally all the stuff about Trump, all the stuff about the Republicans, and listen for what they're saying that they're offering you, because there's nothing there. All right? Okay, that is going to be it for this one. Please share this video. Talk about these subjects. All right? Talk about it. Bring these things up in conversation. All right, if you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.